What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, man. Welcoming you back to the Week 7 edition of After Further Review with Mac the Giants fan. Let's get right to it, man. New York Giants escaped with a big victory in MetLife Stadium, finally giving the home fans a little something to cheer about. Defensive performance. I can't speak highly enough about what we saw from this defense yesterday and the last 2 weeks period. I mean, the last 2 weeks, this defense has given up a mere 21 points. And people can say what they want about yesterday's game was just against the Washington Commanders. Well, last week was against the Buffalo Bills, and they stymied that offense. And I know they've been struggling the last few weeks, but let's face it, Josh Allen is considered one of the absolute best quarterbacks in this league, and the New York Giants pretty much shut him down for the most part defensively. And they defensively did enough to win this football game. Unfortunately, the offense just couldn't handle their part of the business in that game. This week, offense kind of the same thing. Defense did everything they had to win this football game. Offense did just enough. Offense was able to do just enough here. So, I mean, that's just the reality of the Giants situation right now. But one thing I will say is if this defense can continue to grow and grow and grow, they're going to keep us in football games now. And they're going to make pretty much every game give us a chance in any game, no matter who the opponent is, as long as they can keep this same energy and continue to play like this. So the offense has to step up and make it happen and start making it happen and playing a lot more consistent football. I get it. Tyrod Taylor's come in and it's kind of been like a little bit of a spark, but it's still not equating to nearly enough points, man. This Washington Commander team, though, like I was saying about this defense, people were trying to poo-poo or whatever on the performance and saying it's against the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders team has averaged prior to this game against the Giants came into this game averaging 22 points a game. So that's not necessarily like the greatest offense in the world, but at the end of the day, they've shown an ability to put up points on the board. Averaging over 20 points a game. So at the end of the day, that's still nothing to sneeze at to hold this team to just 7 points. They've only had one real other clunker similar to this earlier in the season when they played the Buffalo Bills and pretty much got shut out that game. Kicked a field goal late in the fourth quarter just to, I guess, say they didn't get shut out, but they pretty much got shut out in that game. So other than that one game, man, the Washington Commanders have shown an ability to score a little bit of points here. So hats off to what the defense was able to get done against that Washington Commander offense yesterday. It's just like I said, this New York Giant offense really has to come around. It's granted, it's looked a little better with Tyrod. It has. It truly has. It just looks a little more functional. But like I said, it's still not equating to points. And the New York Giants now are at an interesting point of their season. They're 7 games down. The 2-5. That's pretty terrible. Get it. Get all of that. That's a pretty terrible record. 2-5 is nothing good. But they're at a point in this season now where this next stretch of games, man, if they're going to get back into their season, get back into this season and look like a competitive football team going forward, this is the stretch of games where they got to make it happen. I mean, they got pretty much some winnable games coming up on this schedule. I mean, their next 7 games, their next 7 opponents are the Jets next Sunday, followed up with the Raiders. Then you got the Cowboys, which is probably, least realistically a winnable. I mean, the toughest of their next few opponents. But then they also, after the Cowboys, they got the Commanders again, the Patriots, the Packers, the Saints. Those are all winnable football games. And even the Cowboy one, because even though the Cowboys destroyed the New York Giants week 1, 40-0, I get it. Divisional games are off the books, man. You got to take them off the tables, and I get it. The Cowboys have absolutely owned the Giants over the course of the last several years, but still, divisional matchups are still divisional matchups, and therefore, that still makes it a somewhat winnable football game as well. I mean, not as much as some of these other matchups, but at the end of the day, if the New York Giants are going to preserve any sense of credibility to this season, these are the stretch of games where they got to be able to get it done. These next opponents, man, like I said, a lot of winnable games in there, especially with this defense stepping up and playing a lot better like they are. I mean, if New York Giants get a little healthier on offense and get this offensive line, some of these key guys on the O-line, Andrew Thomas, John Michael Smith's back, maybe that will help the offense flourish a little bit more, especially with Tyrod Taylor out there, because I don't personally think Tyrod Taylor is necessarily a better quarterback than Daniel Jones from a skill set standpoint, but at the end of the day, I just think Daniel Jones is experienced the type of adversity where he just can't overcome it here in New York. And I think honestly that kid's just not going to ever really be as much of a success here in New York. I think maybe he has potential to go somewhere else and maybe can regenerate his career and whatever. And I'll be happy for him if that's what happens. But I think right now going forward, my personal opinion, I believe this team would be better off in the hands of Tyrod Taylor going forward if you really want to have any kind of semblance of a comeback in this season, man. It just the offense just has a little more energy. Like I said, it's not lights out by no means. Obviously, the offense has only scored 23 points the last 23 points in the last two games, and they're 1-1 in those games with Tyrod right now. I mean, obviously he only held the Bills to 14 points. You think you're going to win that football game, but the offense was only able to put up 9 that week, and then this week came out with a great first half, put up and got the 14 points, which was all the New York Giants needed because the defense played that damn good. I mean, look at the 7 points the Washington Commanders scored yesterday. That was set up by a muff punt that set them up right in the red zone from the door. So that pretty much led to their only points. This defense is starting to come together. It's looking like it's beginning to come together. Guys are making plays out there. Winning the turn. We won the New York Giants have now won the turnover battle 3 consecutive weeks. Yes, it's only equated to one win, but 3 consecutive weeks now. This New York Giants team has won the turnover battle. That's a testament to what this defense is starting to get done and what they're able to do. Sean being able to do. The sack numbers are starting to increase. The pressure on the quarterbacks is getting better. Dexter Lawrence had a great game yesterday. Kayvon Thibodeau had a great game yesterday. Man, like I said, the defense had a great game in general. Bobby Okereke has been just lights out for the last few games now, man. Lights out. People that were questioning the signing of Bobby Okereke can't question that no more. Bobby O is now looking like the guy the New York Giants signed him to be. And it's just starting to come together defensively, and this offense can get together and just be a little more respectful, man. Like there's some potential here. We do potentially have some potential, man. That's why I call this after further review, man. After I calm down a little bit and really like take things in, be real with myself, man. Look, do I think this is a good New York Giant football team? Of course not. This team has so many flaws all over the place on this roster, man. So many, you know, things that need to be upgraded. I know that to be true. But I still believe in this coaching staff. I believe and I believe in some of the will, some of these players, man. And you're starting to see that. You are starting to see that. Like I said, Tyrod Taylor comes out. He's just doing a few things better than Daniel Jones as far as, and that can hold that to, his veteran, just him being a veteran in this league. I mean, you expect him to have better pre-snap reads. You expect him to do things like that better because he's been around a lot longer. However, Daniel Jones is the one making making 100 that got the big contract this offseason. Tyrod Taylor is getting very much just a little bit of backup money. So the fact that they're pretty much that they're neither one of them are really playing, I would say, overwhelmingly better than the other. I would say the fact that Tyrod Taylor is so much more discounted as far as with the pay thing, man. That's something about Daniel Jones a little bit, man. You got to be able to go out there and take those deep shots that Tyrod Taylor's not scared to take, man. So I think Authentics are the best on his stream, man. Maybe these couple of weeks on the sideline, maybe that could help Daniel Jones out a little bit. Him just seeing, okay, this is the things I need to be able to go out there and do. I got to take those shots down the field because taking them shots down the field opens up things for this offense, man. Clearly, I mean, Jalen Hyatt has not been more involved in this offense as he has been the last 2 weeks. I mean, you got to take those shots. I mean, I don't want to compare Jalen Hyatt to Tyreek Hill because he's definitely nowhere in that stratosphere yet. But at the same time, from a speed element, the speed, I mean, he can probably do some similar things. I'm not going to say he can do them quite as well because Tyreek Hill is absolutely one of the best future Hall of Famer, So I can't put that on Jalen Hyatt yet, but I do believe that you got to be able to take them shots downfield. And Daniel Jones, if you're going to come back out there, which obviously, let's face it, let's not even sugarcoat it. If he's cleared to play, if he's cleared to take for contact medically, he's going to be the starter. He's going to be back out there as a starter because the contract dictates that. He's the one that got paid the contract, got paid the money. But at the end of the day, if he's going to come back out there dinking and dunking down the field and just being gun shy, man, I don't personally want to see any more of that. Not after these last 2 weeks with Tyrod Taylor out here and you see the potential of this offense when you open it up a lot more. Darren Waller had his best game as a New York Giant yesterday. Finally got into the end zone. These are the things that we weren't seeing with Daniel Jones. I mean, Tyrod Taylor's been getting these guys passes and getting them out there, putting them out there, giving these guys a chance to make a play. It was I can speak to the one good play. I mean, it was actually Wan'Dale Robinson's only catch yesterday, but that one play right there, we gave him a chance. He actually got some good yak on that play. It was a short pass, but he gave it to him in the city. He passed it to him, and Wan'Dale had that opportunity to get the yak, man. And those are the things that Daniel Jones has been failing at this season with his time out there. Like, I don't want to sit here and just sound like I'm just shitting on Daniel Jones, but at the end of the day, Tyrod is clearly doing some things better. And right now, he just seems to be giving this offense a little more juice. Now, like I said, the points aren't there yet, but I, I mean, I think they'll come. I think you just give us a little more time, and they will start to come too. Like I said, especially like I said with some of these opponents. I know the Jets' defense is rock solid. The game we got on Sunday, they're coming off a bye week, but this New York Giants defense has been playing pretty rock solid the last couple of weeks too. And the New York Jets are also offensively challenged. So that's what makes that a winnable football game. Even though the Jets defense it's absolutely phenomenal. There's no doubt about that. I believe that they're so offensively challenged that this New York Giant team does have a legitimate chance to beat them. It just is what it is. You're talking about. I mean, this game could literally be a 6-3 kind of a football game. Seriously, with the way these offenses have played this season. It could seriously come down to something like that, where this game is like literally like a 6-3 kind of game, 9-6, something to that effect. And I just believe that the New York Giants have to take advantage of what opportunity that's in front of them now. They have to take advantage because right now, as much as it seems like the season has gotten completely away, like I said, the Giants just had a hard stretch at the beginning, opened this schedule up with some really tough matchups to open this season up in these first seven. And now we got a stretch of 7 games that pretty much are all winnable. Realistically, I wouldn't necessarily lump the Cowboys game into that because the Cowboys, I feel like, are a clearly superior football team. But the other games in this stretch are most definitely, like I said, the Jets, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Saints, the Packers. These are winnable football games. Very much winnable football games. And the New York Giants now, we have to see what the New York Giants are made of because this is the time part of the schedule where they got to take advantage of what's in front of them. And it's the fact that it's opponents that they should be capable of winning football games against. I'm not going to say they're going to go out there and win them all. This team hasn't demonstrated that, at all, like that to give me that kind of belief. But there is a chance. So we'll see what happens, man. But make sure y'all like, subscribe, all the good stuff, man. And I will definitely be putting that preview video out for you guys Saturday. And I will be up at the game Sunday, out in the parking lot, chilling with my Big Blue Crew family. We're gonna be out there having the Big Blue Crew tailgate, man. We're gonna be out there chopping it up, man. So we'll definitely see y'all at the game Sunday against the Jets. And definitely go out there, keep on supporting breast cancer awareness. Definitely do that for the rest of this month, this last week of the month. Go out there and show some support, do whatever you can. And I'm Mac the Giants fan. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants Fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants Fan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.